So I want to, before we're going to talk about, I told you I want to talk about versatility and fish and all that, but I want to cover your tournament stuff because you've had a hell of a year. I mean, what does it mean to you when you can sit back and say, I'm the angler of the year in a division of the Toyota series? That's a big accomplishment, dude.
Yeah, it really wasn't even a goal. This is the first year I've ever fished Toyota series. Last year I made the Toyota series championship through the All-American.
Right.
But, and actually had my worst tournament I've had in about 2 or 3 years was at that Toyota series championship. But, decided I was going to just try and do one. I'm still busy enough with work to where trying to pull the full schedule, even going up to the Opens, Invitational, stuff like that was still going to be a risk for me. So I decided to do those 3 Toyota series in the Central Division, and 2 of the lakes I'd never fished before. I'd only fished Gunnersville, hadn't done it a lot. Basically, I'd probably put in 2 days as a co-angler, 2 or 3 days as a co-angler, and maybe 8 hours out of my own boat at Gunnersville.
Right.
Went and decided to do that BFL the week before the Gunnersville Toyota, which was the first one on the schedule. And I think I got like 8th with 23 pounds in the BFL.
Yeah.
Which I show up at 23 pounds, anywhere in Georgia, you show up at 23 pounds, you're basically winning. And ended up 8th, but it gave me a lot of confidence. I was like, all right, maybe I can work with this. The day after or 2 days after the tournament, it absolutely poured. And at Gunnersville, it went from low current. You kind of go around scoping them. They'd be on bait. They'd be on different stuff, bridges, a few different other things. And the current went from, I think, 20,000 to 100,000. And
that's a big change.
Yeah.
Big change.
So went from scoping them in creeks and stuff to creeks were all blown out.
Yeah.
Had to totally flip in the last 2 days of practice, figure out how to catch the current related fish. And then for the Toyota series, I think first day I had like almost 21 pounds, which put me in like 23rd, I think, 24, something like that. And then day 2, I had 27.6. And
that's a good day, dude.
Pretty early, weighed in pretty early. So I made a good jump. I was leading when I weighed. I was like, all right, that's cool. I'll probably be top 5. And sure enough, after the day, I ended up leading. And I was a little mind blown by that.
Oh, yeah.
Had caught an 8.6, which is my biggest ever in a tournament. And had another like 7-pounder that I caught with 10 minutes left at a spot I'd never fished in my life. And I mean,
that's how it works.
Yeah. Ain't it though? Ain't it really? Actually, that's exactly how it works.
And then so the final day 2, I had a starting spot that I had a guide sitting on, and I watched him and his clients catch almost 30 pounds.
Are you serious?
And I'm sitting 30 yards away from him, and I'm scrounging for a bite here and there.
Just dying to get over there.
And it wasn't just that they caught it. They were basically talking crap the whole time. They'd hold up a 5 or 6 pounder.
Oh, they knew what you were doing.
Oh, you wish you had this, don't you? I mean, it was kind of entertaining. It was kind of at the same time about as frustrating as it could get.
Yeah.
While also, I mean, I was catching fish. I ended up having a limit right there, but I don't think I weighed a single fish when that 27-pound limit on the spot where I watched somebody catch 30 pounds.
30 pounds. That's awful.
Final day I go there, and the guide found out I was leading, and he had a couple younger kids who they were still eating breakfast. They weren't even fishing yet by the time I got down there, and he kind of gave it 5 minutes. He goes, yeah, they're not really here today. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm like, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
We'll see what happens. I ended up catching a decent little limit to get the day started. I think I had like 16 pounds there to kind of loosen me up, and then scratched and clawed all day. Ended up with 22.2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I only had a couple ounce lead, and ended up losing by 2 ounces.
Ugh.
So it was, it was a little bit of a.
We can laugh about it now.
Right.
We can laugh about it now. Absolutely. Do you know, hey, scroll up just a second there, Blake, on them comments. Robin.
That's my mom.
That's your mom. We got to make sure to be on our best behavior right now. So ain't he cute? And then Titus said something about Rocky Mountain being the best. I will say this. Listen, Rocky Mountain is excellent. But overall fishing for spotted bass, largemouth, big crappie, big shell cracker, big bluegill, you're not going to beat Latham. And plus, Latham's got the bluebacks in it. So anything you do on Lanier or Allatoona or Carter's, you can turn right around and do it on Latham. So, but Rocky is awesome. I absolutely agree. And there, Dane Hunter. So Tim McGuire and I are eating McDonald's watching you guys. So cops eating donuts and fast food. So that makes sense right there. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. And Jason Jones, I said, let me hit Ryan's comment. Matt made Mike Guthrie think bass fishing is easy. He jumped in the boat with Matt and his it didn't pull up. Scroll it back down there, buddy. It's not pulling up on our screen. Yeah, there you go. Fish was a 480 spot on the OG. Thanks, Matt. These saltwater boys are never going to quit wearing me out and all that.
Yeah, that's Mick Guthrie. He's the.
I said, Mick. That's the owner, right?
Yep, owner from Australia.
I met him.
So I got to put him on his first spotted bass, which he was pretty excited about. And of course, his first one was a 480.
480. So, see now
on his bait too. On the OG.
That's like going hunting and shooting a 12-pointer.
First time
out. You're like screwed the rest of the time because I'm the king of the 2-pound late when they're bass.
You're hooked.
Huh?
You're hooked.
I'm hooked on the 2-pound. I am. That's right. Jason Jones, it looks like he's got a serious question. You mentioned with work, assuming you're doing as well as you are part-time, which is amazing. What does a day/week in the life look like between working and fishing? That's a very interesting question right there. That's a highbrow question. Good job, Jason.
For me, I do IT consulting for healthcare. So essentially, I keep an eye on things. If things are going well, it tends to be a little quiet for me. So I can bring the laptop in the boat and get away with some fishing here and there.
Yeah. He's got a mobile office.
Yeah. But if I'm busy, I'll just be sitting at home at work all week. I mean, I'm just in my office.
Yeah.
I've kind of done working from home for quite a while at this point. And I'm one of those people who, if I'm stuck at home for 3 or 4 days in a row, I stir crazy as could be.
Absolutely. I mean, my wife would drive me crazy.
So
I love you, Amanda.
I kind of appreciate getting able to mix things up and, work from the road and stuff like that. Because if I was a person who 9 to 5 every day of the week, sitting at home, not seeing anyone else, I mean, it gets a little funky sometimes.
I bet it does. I bet. So T. McGuire says, stay out of my lake, and that's Rocky he's talking about there, Titus. But, hey, buddy, if you do decide to come over to Latham, stop by the shop, I try to keep up with what they're biting over there, talking to all the guys that actually do get to go fishing, and we'll try to help you out. But it's a great lake. You should check it out. Now, we talked about – so we could talk about it kind of now. You had the success with the Toyota Series being the Angler of the Year. The runner-up, though, the last 2 years, you had – hell of a tournament, the All-Americans. Watched them. And I watched you, and I was like, but you're that close.
Yeah.
That close. Now, so you had the ups, and even though it's a good finish, you had the downs. So this is the tough question. How does it feel to be that close and just not quite get over the finish line? Because you're a very driven man.
Yeah. Weirdly, I'm a little numb to it at this point.
Yeah.
I've gotten second in 3 BFL regionals. I've gotten second in 2 All-Americans,